Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to Sunless Seas. Here we are in Polythrim, getting ready to go on a little adventure here. We are going to be looking to the right of me here to see if we can find ourselves hideaway or anything else that's interesting. I think I'm heading for here because I've been told the hideaway is underwater. We do have quite a lot of food and fuel. We're not doing too badly. In fact, we're doing very well, all things considered. Which kind of surprises me, considering how far we came at the end of the last episode. But now, the main thing I'm worried about is big, nasty creatures that live on this side of the map. It's not even the ships so much. Definitely the creatures. We found a shark at one point around this part of the map, I believe. Oh, I think that was up north, actually, but it was definitely like... Ooh. Was it like here-ish? It was a sea of lilies or something like that. I have forgotten. Wonderful. Oh. Okay, let's send out the bat. What can you find me, bat? No islands within range. Okay, well, that doesn't help. Straightforward from here. Oh, hello. What are you? Oh, that's a lawn fluke. Yep, nope, nope. Not a chance in hell am I fighting that thing. Every game where there are flukes, I hate them. Okay, it's around here. Okay, I'm on top of it. Hang on. Yeah, of course it won't let me. There's something under the water. Let's go down here. What? Around here somewhere I'll let me go under the water, I'm sure. You dive, dive. Try not to go into the Scorn Fluke, that'd be nice. Big deeper waters? There we go. I knew we'd get down there eventually. Let's hope we don't come across our crittered friend. I think our terror's too low, so we should be okay. Ah. No regrets. Michael. Michael, I don't think I've been here before. I wonder if I have anything that I'm supposed to be here for. I feel like I recognise that name. Michael, I think I've got a quest for it. I do have my book. Hang on, it's out of reach, just like it was in yesterday's episode. There we go. Michael, I swear I recognise that name. Let's see. I've probably just been here before and I'm being an idiot. No, because it wasn't named. You've not been here before. Okay. Maybe it's one that I didn't write down because I thought, oh, I won't be doing that for a while. Let's just go in here and see it. The station is pinned to the surface of Aigul. Once it was a roving vessel, the Fortis Kettle, and floated freely from place to place. Now it is stuck on spines of fluke rock. Okay. Ask the first mate for help finding the regret of the sensitive brother. Oh. The impervious sister awaits an answer. She has set a rendezvous at Hunter's Keep. Yes, I... don't think I can do that yet. We can bribe the first mate. We have solace fruit, but we do not. We can assemble a port report. You gather a description of the Fortas Kettle and a survey of its resources. You scrape away a little of the sealant, the colour of amber and the texture of wax that keeps out seawater where the hull is pierced by the spines of Aigul. You sketch the arrangement of decks and hatches. So far, you have been able to reach. But about the population, you cannot offer as much detail. The tomb colonist declines to be identified, and the travelling postman laughs at you. Travelling postman? They have a postman? Okay, so we can't actually do anything here. My goal, there it is. Impervious sister has asked you to investigate the regrets of her brother. mean, she's dead now. Didn't that place burn down? Just saying. Yeah, well, I can't actually do that because I need to become an acquaintance. So, we need a solace fruit, I guess, if we want to advance here. Let me write that down. So what's this? It sounds like some sort of crazy dragon name. That's... yeah, solace fruit for first mate. Alright, well perhaps not. I guess we'll be going back on our adventure. Since we can't actually do anything here. Well, it's about time I started an episode aiming for somewhere to be and then not actually ending up at there when I when I get there. Like, oh yeah. It's like that time I wanted to go to the Khanate and I was like, oh, it's gotta be around here somewhere, and just went straight forward from Fallen London and found it. That was fun. I don't know if somebody told me it was bottom right. Or bottom left. So, we're going into uncharted waters here. We're going to use the bat. No islands within Z-Bat's range. Great. We're going to end up at bloody Port Cecil. I suppose it could also be on this line here. I mean, that looks like something. What the hell is that? No name? No name. Oh god, it's an eel. Oh yeah, I've got to deliver the eel man back to Venderblight. Oh god, I forgot about that. Somebody mentioned that in a comment. Of course. I was also given a very in-depth guide on how the terror system works. And I was reading it, it's like somebody has definitely told me this before, but it was very useful. Why noise? Oh my god, it's the Gant pole. Wait. I need to go to the Gant pole. Dive? Wait, there's an underwater place and an above water place? What the hell is this place? I'm still looking for bloody Scrimshander. I need to go to the Gant pole, but there's also this place. Chabelle Port. Oh, it's the Shellonut. Wait, I thought the Shellonut was the same as the Khanate. Are they two different people? Oh, obviously they are. That was a dumb question. But, I don't know, my brain, I've always considered them as very similar. This is where I find out they are arch nemesis, and they have been fighting each other since the dawn of time. That's usually how this goes. A shell as big as a wild dream. A Shellonut. Waves lap the slabby sides of a vast turtle shell, bigger than any cathedral. Shellonites loaf on wooden docks, around the shell sides, staring sullenly. Lamps hang like decorations in a festive butcher's window. All around you, the sea is rank with scraps of ancient flesh. Wow, okay. Hello. I was told I could sell that, by the way, to the Alarming Scholar in Fallen London, the captivating treasure we have, for 1,000 echoes. So I did make a lot of money off of that drug run. Oh my god, there's so much stuff here. Okay. So, an opportunity from the redolent flesh merchant. Even the Shellonut's hardy folk keep their distance. For the flesh, he slithers, drool pouring from between his rotten teeth. The Gant pole, where the beneath die, bring flesh. We sell it thit to the turtledeth. Fresher myth. Big monies to make. Money? The Gant pole is said to be deep underwater, mostly by sailors who do not believe it truly exists. But we need to go to the camp pole, so we will pick that up. He needs a barrel of rancid flesh. Isn't that lovely? Ooh. Seeing your ship, a hunter strides up to you. For the pride of her family and yours, she demands passage to the undersea spire of Scrimshander. Of course, we're heading to Scrimshander anyway. If you return from Scrimshander, not because of the danger, but because of the cost of leaving, still, your guest promises compensation to cover the trip and your safe departure afterwards. How generous. Okay. Could do shore leave here, but I have a funny feeling they'll all die. Beer and roistering are cheap here, but the hunters of the Shellonet take their roistering seriously. You can't be sure your crew will make it back safely. We could obtain a doomed monster hunter. The Shellonet is stiff with monster hunters, awash with the Pelgin juices that give them strength. A good number of them are doomed too, but you'll need to provide for their families. I kind of feel like I want to do this, so I'm going to, but let's keep this in mind. This is 1,000 echoes I'm giving this man. That will suffice. When news of my death comes, they'll offer this treasure to the bone men. If they die, they will still be remembered. Cheery lot, the Shellonites. Okay. Doomed Monster Hunter. The Monster Hunter winnows the lesser terrors from the true. She has slain the which makes light in the deeps, eaten its flesh in remembrance of certain feasts of the Zee, and fashioned her weapons from its remains. She was human once. But this Monster Hunter is ready for a glorious ending. Icarus in black awaits. So I literally just have a gloomy Monster Hunter just sitting around on my ship. I kind of expected it to be like useful? I guess at some point I'm going to need a doomed Monster Hunter, and I'm going to have one. So that's what I'm going to operate under. Or there's some secret thing I can do with it that will allow me to make loads of money. But I'm guessing it's more you need this to advance the storyline at some point. So at least I've got it. What else was here? Compile a port report. How does one express this very striking smell? No matter what details you try to record, the stench creeps in around the edges of the sentences. The Chelonites, watchful despite the reek, movement among the miasmic scraps of long-abandoned monster carcasses, frequent duels where the stink is thickest. Basically, this whole area stinks. Doesn't surprise me. Tales for the bone. Someone is crying unusual wares. Follow the sound. A scrawny man squats beneath an awning of gant-coloured whale skin. "Bring me your tails," he cries. "Tails for the bone?" I need one supply, one Z story, and a hunting trophy that I do not have. We can make hunting trophies here, though. Oh no, show off hunting trophies. Young Shellonettes gather around your ship, pressing their chalked palms to your bow. They demand stories. Yeah, we can't. We don't have any stories. Sorry. Alright, what do you sell here? Stygian ivory. What a surprise! A place full of hunters has got Stygian ivory. So, yeah, we've just got to go. We've got to take somebody else to Scrimshander. We don't know where that is yet, so let's go check out the Gant Pole. We were told to check out the Gant Pole by the lady down in the King Eater's Castle, if I remember correctly. We still have enough fuel and things to warrant not being too worried. I'm starting to get a little bit worried, but we're not, like, catastrophically worried yet. Arrow's looking a little bit dodgy, but Thanks for all the fish achievement. What? What? What's that achievement for? That finding Ant Pole. The hell is that? Ugh. Like a giant heart. The submarine surfaces in a pocket of air in the middle of a giant stone heart. You are not the only new arrival. A midnight whale lies mortally wounded on a small beach of bone and blubber, moaning softly. An elderly woman in ragged red robes is carving its flesh, attended by a few disciples. Let's approach the woman in red. Her hands move with expert, if incomprehensible precision. A demonstration of Haruspicy, the art of divination through entrails. Not the most pleasant or reliable way of seeing the future, especially with the organs in question still warm and oozing as she plucks them from the great beast. Whatever she is looking for, the focus it demands exhausts her. A sudden sound, rumbling from the tunnels, the ventricles, the sound of a stampede, a cry of "Protect the mistress!" as a flood of naked old men and women wielding primitive bone harpoons charges towards the whale. Old Zaliors, fixated on one goal, feast on the Z-flesh, whether the Haruspicy is finished or not. Oh no! So the Haruspicy fades a little more and the flesh reveals all. So we have three options. Defend the fading Haruspicy. These Zaliors look old enough to collapse at a slight breeze. We can join the attack. Zaliors have to stick together. Or we can stay out of it. A fight over whale blubber? Not your business. Let's defend Haruspicy. I don't really understand what's going on here, but I feel like she was there first. That means she wins, right? A rancid rout. You stride into the melee. The Haruspicy and her disciples are outnumbered, but your contribution to the fray is worth at least 10 of the elderly attackers. Their harpoons barely leave a scratch. Wrenching one from the nearest attacker, you easily hold the geriatric horde back with little but pointed gestures. The Haruspicy returns to her work. With the corner of your eye, you see a little of the method behind it. Just a little, but enough to see the traces of a pattern in the grooves of the small ivory slate. There is a question waiting. It's travelled in a ship long wrecked. Find it. He frowns, unsatisfied. The whale moans its last as she finishes up. Her work done, she thanks you with a nod, and has her people allow the old Zaliors to approach the slowly cooling carcass. Hunt ballots, he moustaches, beloved, or trisk elegance to bring more beast to the Gant Pole. Wow. The leathery carcasses of hollowed out beasts line the ventricles of the stone heart. Ancient blubber bubbles up around, paths of bone, and hide that squelch with every step. A distant drip carves eternity into hours. Let's speak with the fading Haruspicy. She sits in a ghoulish tent made of the bones and hide of long dead beasts, saving her energy for the next great behemoth to reach its grisly end. She sits with her eyes closed. A pair of disciples are wielding damp sponges, doing their best to moisten her cracked, bone-dry skin. Her fingernails have not been cut in decades, They rattle as she beckons you forward. I can ask about the art of Haruspicy. What does she see in the bodies of the dead? The nearly dead, she corrects. There is nothing to be predicted from meat but the quality of one's dinner. A wheezing laugh escapes her lungs. In Babylon, the quivering livers of 100 sheep showed us the fate of the first. In Rome, had Caesar only asked the right question. It is the life that leads to answers, not the meat. Down here, centuries of life, so many secrets, but the great beasts of the sea pass on so rarely. I cannot hold on much longer in the hope of finding what I seek. Yes, she's telling us to hunt great beasts again. Now I may as well give her recent news, since I've been holding on to it for a while. It may add context to her next divinations, and it will boost our apprenticeship to a maximum of 3. She listens intently to the latest gossip and scandal. How I miss them. Thank you. That makes many things clearer, and other things so much more confused. Let me show you some more of my art. I suspect it will have the same effects. Okay, let's ask about her. How long has she been down here? 10 years? 100 years? 1,000? It is all the same after a while. The flesh keeps the body together. The mind, well, that is a trickier matter. I have coped. Others have not. You have seen them, the oldest of the Zaliors, with no warm bed and loving families calling them to shore. They are as much creatures of the sea as any that swim in it. The heart welcomes them, and they embrace it. It is their fate. I see a far more important one in your future. Okay, have you had any previous visitors? Who else has ventured down here in search of her wisdom? It has been so long. The last who came here without being drawn. Long ago. Time enough that these nails were short and this face still held some beauty. Go, spare me the sympathetic murmurings. I see the present better than the future, like any other. But where was I? Yes. The Presperite princess was the last to find me. She came from the city on the mountain to ask the fate of an uprising. Not that the 7 who fell, but the 7 who follow. Would the pain be worth it, she asked. That part I could not answer. Interesting. Here we go. Ask about the traveller. This must be the person, the 6th witness, meant for you to meet. The fading Haruspicy shakes her head. I have seen nothing of this, but nor have I asked. If I have it in me, once I have my answer, I will attempt the divination. You'll have the opportunity to find the 6th witness's answer later on. Interesting. No more questions for now. We can compile a port report. The Admiralty is unlikely to take it seriously. That favoured hazing method of many a veteran sailor, saved for particularly wet behind-the-ears recruits. Ask your captain to deliver this to the Gant Pole. Go to the Gant Pole and find my pocket watch. Tell the crew tonight we dine at the Gant Pole. A hilarious jape when not standing in the blasted place and hoping someone will pay for recent news from it. Oh, I like that. I need to get some Blemigans. I want to release Blemigans everywhere. Cut some flesh for the shellnet. There we go. The carcass of the last beast to expire in this place still has plenty of meat hanging from its bones. Your crew would face starvation 100 times before adding this still quivering mass of glutinous blubber to the supplies. To the Chelonets, however, it probably counts as horse cuisine. Okay. Guessing there's no shop down here. I can buy supplies and fuel, apparently. Jonah's at Jonah. Oh my god, is that supposed to be Jonah and the whale? A naive merchant came here in search of glory. He now makes his living selling less rancid meat to any customer he can find. Ooh, we can buy Stygian ivory for Tales of Terror. Now, I don't have enough Tales of Terror for that to be worth any more than buying them with echoes, but hey, it's an option. Also buy primordial shrieks. There we go. Apparently today my mouth is just not working. But for a firkin of prisoners, honey. Well, you know what? Before I end, let's go deliver that barrel of goop to the Chelonets, considering it's literally just like down. Whoops, wrong button. Oh, goddammit. It's just across from here. Awesome. So one of the main things we need to find really is Scrimshander. I don't know where the hell that is. Gotta be careful though, I am starting to run out of fuel. But then I can buy fuel in the Gant Pole apparently, so that's, you know, not too bad. Alright, this Chelonet. I brought you your barrel of rancid flesh. The redolent flesh merchant dips a finger into the quivering blubber and tastes it with shivering enjoyment. He pays you and gets to work selling it by the cupful. It is impossible to tell if the Chelonet prefers it to their customary diet of rancid turtle meat, but it is at least a different flavour of terrible. His customers are still licking their lips when the barrel is drained to the last oily drop. 200 echoes, my god. I'm guessing I can do that a few times before the creature down there runs out of meat. So that seems like a good way of making a little bit of money. But I think it is coming up to the time where I need to end the episode. So, thank you very much for watching. We're just going to carry on exploring. We're either going to go back to London or we're going to carry on exploring in the next episode. Haven't quite decided. I could just spend that money I just made in fuel and supplies and continue looking around here until we find Hideaway, because that is the goal. But yes, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Your comments are greatly appreciated. And as always, we'll see you next time.